All right, shalom, shalom. Just the brother Shakar here with another lesson through the power and spirit of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Before I get started, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai Ba'Shem Rakah Quadash, and double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and the elders of the great millstone, from which I learned this truth. Peace and blessings to the house of David, doing his work with all righteousness, truth, and sincerity. And I want to say shalom to the hopeful elect. Shalom. All right, let me start off here in the book of Amos. Let me put this on Do Not Disturb real quick. Yep. All right, let me go to the book of Amos, to the 5th chapter, and let's go to the 16th verse. And it says, Therefore, the Lord Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, the power of hosts, the Lord saith thus, Willing shall be in all streets, and they shall say in the highways, Alas, alas, and they shall call the husbandman to mourning. Now, the husbandman going into what? The plowman. Okay, who's the plowman? Okay, that's Jake, man. Okay, because we're getting ready to come into the time of Jacob's trouble. Okay, which is going to mean, okay, the trouble, okay, or great tribulation, okay, for these other nations, including Esau. Even though they're in the power seat, okay, even though, okay, they're in their blessing right now, okay, but the elites, man, those that are on top, hey, they don't even care about their own people. Okay, they consider them useless eaters. So it's going to be a time of great tribulation, okay, for all people, man. Hey, man, these devils, okay, they don't care, man. You know, they're going to bring, okay, that sword, okay, upon all people, especially upon, okay, Jacob, because this is, hey, the time of Jacob's trouble. Listen, and such as are skillful of lamentation see to wailing. It says, And all vineyards shall be wailing, for I will pass through thee, saith the Lord Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. So the Lord gonna bring, okay, that sword, man. He's bringing the destruction. You see, it's going to be a time of trouble, okay, like never before. You see, again, you know, you got the people already complaining right now, okay? You got the people complaining right now because everything's upside down, man. Okay, everything's backwards. Okay, because the wicked, okay, they beareth rule. Let me grab that. The book of Proverbs, chapter 29, and verse 2. And it says, See, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bears rule, the people mourn. So you know that the righteous are not in authority because the people are mourning, complaining. Okay, things are so backwards and upside down right now that you got all people complaining. You see, when it comes to the wicked, that's all they can do, man. They were created to be that way. Let me grab this. This is Micah chapter 2 and verse 1. Listen, woe to them that devise iniquity, see, and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. Why? Because the earth was given over to the hand of the wicked. Let me grab that. That's Job chapter 9 and verse 24. And it says, The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? So who whitewashed everything? Okay, who painted his face over the images of the people of the scriptures, man? Okay, the men of the Lord. Okay, the angels. Okay, Yahushai, who the world English calls Jesus the Christ. Okay, when it comes to the disciples, okay, the prophets, okay, what do they portray them as? As so-called white people. You see? Hey, this devil, he's in his rulership right now. So you see, if it's not the so-called white man, then who is it? No, it is him. See, he is the wicked of the earth. You see it right now. Okay, he's in his blessing. That's why he's ruling in wickedness. Let me go back to Micah 2 and 1 again. And it says, See, woe to them that devise iniquity. So there's going to be a judgment coming. See, and work evil upon their beds again because they're at rest. They're in their blessing. It says, when the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. Again, it was given unto them. It says, And they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man, see, and his heritage. And this is what they do. It says, Therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, behold, against this family do I devise an evil. It says, from which ye shall not remove your necks. There's no way out of it. It says, neither shall you go haughtily, see, for this time is evil. So, hey, the Lord going to bring, okay, that tribulation, man. It's going to be Jacob's trouble, okay, for the Israelites, but it's going to be a time of great tribulation, okay, for the rest of the people. Again, you have the wicked, okay, they're in control, man. Let me grab this. Proverbs, let's see, chapter 4. Let me see, where is it at? Salakia. Yeah. Proverbs chapter 4, verse 16, it says, for they sleep not, see, except they have done mischief. See, and their sleep is taken away unless they cause some to fall. So they can't even sleep right, man. If they're not doing wickedness, okay, they can't even get no rest, man, no sleep. Even though they're in their power seat, they still want more, man. Okay, they live to covet. Listen, for they eat the bread of wickedness, see, and drink the wine of violence. This is exactly what they do. You see, and you got 2/3 of our own people right here, so-called America, that are bought into all that bullshit. Let me grab this. Ezekiel chapter 13 and verse 10. And it reads, it says, because they have seduced my people, saying peace, and there was no peace, and one built up a wall, and lo, others daubed it with untempered mortar. Meaning what? False doctrine. You see, that's what Esau brings, man. Falsehoods. You see, in our people, they bought into it, man. Okay, that's why they live so wickedly. That's why they follow the ways, okay, of these heathen nations. And that's why the Lord got to bring a judgment. Okay, he's going to bring a judgment to Esau for being the devil that he is, and for 2/3 of our own people, okay, for following right along with them. Listen, say unto them which daub it with untempered mortar, that it shall fall. It says, there shall be an overflowing shower, and he, O great hailstones, shall fall, and a stormy wind, see, shall rend it. You see, so the falsehoods, okay, they're not gonna stand, man. They're gonna fall. Ultimately, the Lord gonna bring that destruction, and it's gonna begin with the time of tribulation. Again, the time of Jacob's trouble. Then you're gonna have the missiles. You're gonna have the chariots of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, man. Okay, bringing great destruction right here upon so-called America and wherever else he's allotted destruction, okay, to take place. Let me grab this in the book of Zechariah, the 5th chapter. This is the book of Zechariah, chapter 5, and we'll start at the top. Listen, it says, then I turned and lifted up my eyes and looked, and behold, a flying roll. Speaking about the chariot, man, the chariots of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. It says, and he said unto me, what seest thou? And I answered, I see a flying roll, and the length thereof of 20 cubits. It says, and the breadth thereof 10 cubits. So it's describing the size, okay, of the so-called UFO or chariot. It says, then said he unto me, this is the curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth. It says, for everyone that stealeth shall be cut off, as on this side according to it. It says, and everyone that sweareth shall be cut off, as on that side according to it. Okay, so who was set up as the wicked to lie, kill, and destroy, man? To rape, rob, and murder. Okay, who is that? Well, that's your unfriendly neighborhood Edomite, man. You see, but it begins with the elites. You know, they brought forth their falsehoods. Okay, they swear falsely. You know, they've stolen everything, man. Okay, through the blessing of the sword. Okay, that's why right now they're on top. It's not because, okay, they're better or because they're such a great people. No, man. The scripture says they're viler than the earth. Okay, but right now they're in their blessing. Listen, I will bring it forth, saith the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai of hosts, and it shall enter into the house of the thief. See, the Edomites, right here in so-called America, okay, Babylon the Great, and into the house of him that sweareth falsely, see, by my name. And it shall remain in the midst of his house, and shall consume it, see, with the timber thereof, and the stones thereof. So it's going to be a destruction, man. Okay, the Lord's coming to bring judgment, okay, upon so-called America. So this is the great judgment, okay, that's coming upon Esau, see, and the other nations. But then you're going to have a judgment on 2/3, okay, of our own people. Let me keep going. It says, then the angel that talked with me went forth and said unto me, Lift up now thine eyes, and see what is this that goeth forth. And I said, What is it? And he said, This is an ephah that goeth forth. He said, Moreover, this is their resemblance. It says, through all the earth. It says, And behold, there was lifted up a talent of lead, and this is a woman, see, that sitteth in the midst of the ephah. Now that woman, represents, the Israel, man, the Israelites. And it says, and he said, This is wickedness. And he cast it into the midst of the ephah. It says, and he cast the weight of lead upon the mouth thereof. Then lifted up my eyes, and I looked. It says, Then lifted up my eyes and looked, and behold, there came out two women. Okay, now this is speaking about, the southern kingdom and the northern kingdom. It says, And the wind was in their wings, for they had wings like the wings of a stork, and they lifted up the ephah between the earth, and the heaven. Then said I to the angel that talked with me, Whether do these bear, the ephah? And he said unto me, To build it an house in the land of Shinar, which was what? Ancient Babylon, man. Mesopotamia, which is now where in what so-called America, which is Babylon the Great. And it should be established and set there upon, her own base. So now that represents what? The two kingdoms, man. You have the southern kingdom and the northern kingdom. All 12 tribes right here in so-called America, Babylon the Great, man. You see, and they're following the ways, of the Edomites, man, and the heathen nations. You see, not of the 12 tribes, you have a wicked, man. 2/3, that are going to be destroyed right here in so-called America, right along, with the wicked, and the rest of the nations. So the Lord's going to bring forth, that judgment. Let me go back to Amos 5. I'll just close out there. Amos 5. And let's go to verse 18. And it says, See, woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yehoshai. It says, To what end is it for you? The day of the Lord, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yehoshai, is darkness, and not light. It says, As if a man did flee from a lion, and a bear met him, or went into the house and leaned his hand on the wall, and a serpent bit him. You see, so there's going to be no escape, man. Jacob's trouble going to come. It's going to hit its full height because we're pretty much already in it. It's going to get worse. But then you're going to have World War III break out. Then you're going to have the chariots, of the Lord, break through the heavens, and bring forth that judgment, man. Listen, shall not the day of the Lord Yahweh Ba'Shem Yehoshai be darkness, and not light? It says, even very dark, and no brightness in it. So it's going to be a day of disaster, man. A day of evil. It's going to be an evil time, man. It's going to be a bad time, for 2/3 of our own people, and for the rest of the heathen nations right here in so-called America, especially the Edomites. You see, the Lord's getting ready to pour out that judgment. Matter of fact, let me jump down to verse 24, then that'll be it. Listen, but let judgment run down, as waters, and righteousness, as a mighty stream. Yeah, because the great judgment's got to come, man, on the wicked, Esau, the heathen nations, and even 2/3, of our own people. But you see, there's going to be a remnant that's been deemed righteous, man. There's going to be righteousness upon the earth, man. But you see, there's going to be a remnant that's been deemed righteous, man, from the Lord. Because the scripture says what? Their righteousness, is of me. So ultimately, there's no getting out, of the Lord's judgment, man. You see, he's going to bring that judgment. Let's get one more. Let's go to Revelation chapter 22. I believe it's verse 10 or 11. Yeah, verse 11, it says, He that is unjust, let him be unjust still. Now, who's being unjust? Esau, the other nations, and 2/3 of our own people. See, and he which is filthy, let him be filthy still. Same people. Listen, and it says, And he that is holy, let him be holy still. So those that have been made separate, those that have been given, the Spirit to believe in the 100% truth, man. That's the hopeful elect. Right now in this time, Lord willing to become of that elect number. But you see, there's no escaping, the Lord's judgment. He's going to let that judgment run, as waters, you see. So with that, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. I'm going to close out. and give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak, Kodash, and double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and the elders of the great millstone, from which I learned his truth. Peace and blessings to the house of David, doing his work with all righteousness, truth, and sincerity. And I want to say shalom to the hopeful elect. Shalom.